Welcome to the Shortwave radio channel, and I will actually have a video demonstrating this today with an actual receiver to show you the difference. But I wanted to share with you the difference in something that a lot of people don't understand, and it has to do with the selectivity or the bandwidth that radios have. So you have wide and narrow bandwidths in many receivers. More modern DSP-based receivers have several bandwidth choices, and one of the reasons for this to be is to avoid adjacent interference from nearby frequencies. And it's important to understand that when you tune around the shortwave bands, make sure that your bandwidth isn't too large. I would recommend that you use a narrow bandwidth to tune around, and then just put it wide if you want to have better audio fidelity, because it does affect the audio. And the reason why is I see a lot of people just giving us posts and saying, oh, I'm listening to this station from this country, and the radio will be tuned to, say, I'll give you an example here, 9505. And you start looking at it and you're like, well, no, this isn't 9505. You're listening to something on 9510 or 9500. You're off frequency. So what you are actually logging is not what you are. The station that you're actually listening to is different because you're on a different frequency. And a lot of people don't notice that. And so by using a narrow filter, you will be more precise on what frequency you're actually tuned to. So make sure that you use the narrow functionality of your radio. Almost all shortwave receivers that are PLL with frequency display, a lot of them, majority of them probably have a wide or narrow filter. Of course, if you have a DSP-based, more modern receiver, you can use smaller filters. Try to avoid the 6 kilohertz one. Maybe use a 4 kilohertz one. So that you're, when you tune around, you're sure of what frequency you're actually tuning to. Another example that happened on the Facebook group was that somebody was tuning 6100 kilohertz, didn't understand the language, so he looked at the schedules and decided that that could be a station from North Korea, for example, because at that time that station was there. It's because the first mistake probably here is the fact that he didn't know that the station he was tuning to was actually 6105. Once again, because the filters on the radio were too wide. So that's something to be careful. In order to really know what you're listening to, you have to make sure of the frequency you're tuned to. And that, well, use the filters on your receiver, because a lot of radios, their wide position is way too wide. There are radios that have the filters are so wide, the bandwidth is so wide in the wide position that you hear almost 10 kilohertz away. So that's why tuning with the narrow filters instead is a better choice, because it will remove the possibility of that mistake of not being tuned to the correct frequency. I'll show you an example of that, because I'll use a radio and we'll go to the bandwidth and I'll take strong stations and choose the narrow and wide position and show you how different it is and how you will notice that there's more precision when you use a smaller bandwidth for frequency. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.